Weezy out. Young money. Cash money. This is the Drop 3. Ladies and gentlemen. You know me. Listen. You know I ride for my motherfucking niggas. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. They tell me don't get high, not to try to make a living. I tell them I'm a hustler, I'd rather make a killing. My eyes get so wide as it rides in the skillet. I let my bitch bag it if she's stealing, I'm a killer. I bulletproof the ride, now I feel like I'm a dealers. And fuck your hospital, young money, we the illest. And I ain't gotta lie when I tell you I'm the illest. My flow is nasty, like CY Phyllis. Self-made G and them bitches know the business. Relying on rapper in the kitchen, I'm a chemist. And when I was 5, my favorite movie was The Gremlins. Ain't got shit to do with this, but I just thought that I should mention. You looking for divine and a little intervention. And the birds don't fly without my permission. I'm probably in the sky, flying with the fishes. Or maybe in the ocean, swimming with the pigeons. See, my world is different, like the Wayne. And if you want trouble, bitch, I want the same thing. And you know that I'ma ride with my motherfucking niggas. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. Don't worry about mine, I'ma grind till I get it. And tell all of my niggas that the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit.
And as that long intro there, we got Wayne. And welcome to the...
My bad, cuz.
Welcome to...
Yeah, why he breathing like he...
Welcome to the Counseling Clutch, episode number 12. The whole crew is here. We got Dion,
Squad.
Q, Roy,
What it is?
SP from jail. Nah, he at work for real. But SP straight from Carolina. And I'm your boy Cal. So we're gonna go ahead and pop it off talking about the NCAA tournament. It's not that much news. All the top seeds, well, all the high seeds won, and pretty much that's how it's supposed to go. But we got one game in particular. We got Duke versus
Central Florida.
I want to start over.
Was your mic not on? Was your mic not on?
Cal Q's ain't on either.
Nah, mine
mic check.
Mine on.
Was your mic not on?
know.
Dion mic is
Somebody
on.
My mic is on.
Anyway, so you turned your mic
Alright.
off.
In other news, fuck them niggas. Let's keep talking.
Anyway,
My bad.
so as far as for that Duke, the Duke UCF game, how y'all feel about that game, man?
I wish UCF would have won, but they didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, should have won.
It kind of is what it is.
Yeah. Once that alley oop went missing, it was over with.
Man, it's bigger than alley oop. It's March Madness for a reason. Them goddamn refs, some cheating ass motherfuckers, man. Like, I don't mean to curse people out there listening, but they still some cheating ass motherfuckers, man.
He said what he said.
Yeah, I said what I said.
He meant it.
Yeah, it's no. Yes, he should have made the alley oop. However, the and one, even if you give him the free throw, okay, cool. The rebound off the free throw, 2 people extended their arms fully for the man coming at the top of the key to get the rebound. It's impossible. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they can't let Taco foul out though.
Yeah.
Yo, first
Yeah.
off, the fouls in the first half, the 2 fouls he got within like the first 3 minutes of the game was some bull. One, they called a loose ball foul. He had the ball. He's 7'6" with an 8'4" wingspan. He had the ball over top of his head. How was he loose ball and fouling somebody?
Yeah.
Because they playing Duke. That's
Playing
why.
Duke.
It's because they're playing Duke.
Hey, I respect Taco though, because Zion definitely did not dunk on him.
And
At
that's
all.
people been like slandering this man all week. Zion gonna dunk on you. Like, this man had confidence that he won't go get dunked on,
And people was mad.
and
at
people
him.
was mad at it.
I ride with it. We was talking confidence growing up. I rock with it.
If I know he ain't gonna dunk on me, and I say
You
that.
got anything on the NCAA tournament?
Well, I would like to add that.
Well, I mean, RJ Barrett, he kind of hooked the old boy in on that offensive rebound to get that putback, and then you could have called that charge against Zion. So I mean, I can see how people could say that Duke kind of got lucky with this one, but I mean, like Dion said, that's what they call it, March Madness. So.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, Duke gonna always get the extra, you know, if possible. Anything else?
One time for SP making it work all the way in North Carolina though, man. This impressive. And y'all, if y'all got any creative events coming up, Kyle is one of the best audio digital technical people in
Don't
the
hire me.
7-5. You hear me?
No, don't hire me. I'm busy.
Because he ain't gonna hype himself, but
I'm busy.
He really the technician around this joint. We just bring the content and a couple of funny posts.
Anyway, appreciate the hype, but I'm busy. Nah. So moving on to NFL talk. Not too much going on in NFL, but Le'Veon Bell had an interview with Sports Illustrated a couple weeks ago, and as far as for that, one thing that kind of stuck out with me was the comment he had about Ben. He said Tomlin want to win, Steelers want to win, Big Ben want to win, but he want to win his way.
Yeah.
So you as an active player still, how do you feel about that comment? Like, if your quarterback wanted to win his way, and there was a legend that Ben back in 2014 fumbled on purpose just because he didn't want to run a run play. So how do you feel about those comments there?
He probably didn't have to come out and say that in an interview, but it made sense when he said it to why Ben acts the way he does. If you remember the fake spike that they had back in, what year was that? Where Pittsburgh had the fake spike.
I couldn't even tell you.
Whatever year that fake spike was, after the game, that man Ben came to the side or the press conference and was like, I didn't do it. Or I didn't run the play that the coach called. I didn't want to run that. I wanted to do something different. So that showed you back then, whatever playoff year that was, that Ben really didn't care how he wanted to do it his way. Yeah. So it confirmed to me pretty much that really what's wrong with Ben. And he older now. The knock on Ben was he ain't won a Super Bowl on his own. Yeah. He won one with defense and a run game both times. So now he's trying to get his third one, but he's trying to do it his way. Yeah. He want to show he doing it with his arm.
Man, let's not get it misconstrued. This fool should still be in jail.
I mean, he raped her. He did rape her.
Hers with an S, multiple.
Hers, yeah, he did it. He got
them. Them over there.
He beat a couple trials. Hell, he beat death with that motorcycle.
Oh, the motorcycle accident. Yeah. That's probably why he acting like he act, man.
Yeah.
Like
he might as well
the Grim Reaper or the courts can't get him.
He might as well be a cat. That's 9 more lives he got.
Hey, look, all them concussions he got too. Yeah.
And I root for the Steelers just because Tomlin from the crib, but I think they made the wrong choice siding with Roethlisberger on this one, just because of the point he had in his career.
Yeah.
Because
and then you lose both them top players.
Because Juju not gonna be good this year.
Nah.
All the pressure on him. All the pressure on him.
Juju was only good because of AB.
Yeah, you can focus him now. He's a good receiver, but now you can focus him. You couldn't focus him because you had AB last year. So.
And shoot, AB was only good because of Le'Veon. Don't get it twisted. Having a running game like that forces another person in the box. The receiver
I see what you're saying.
AB's an elite receiver, but he had Hall of Fame numbers because of Le'Veon.
Going into this year,
he's still a 6th-round pick.
Going into this year, we clearly gonna see that cream always rise to the top. Oh, yeah. So out of the trio between Ben, Le'Veon, actually we can talk about all 4: Juju, AB, Le'Veon, and Ben. Whoever put up the better numbers will obviously tell you who the man was on that team.
Le'Veon gonna put up the best numbers.
He
gonna get the most touches.
Yeah.
I don't know. He played for the Jets.
He played for the Jets. That's exactly why.
I think Ben will put up the most numbers just because he's a quarterback.
And I don't think his numbers gonna be. It won't be what it was with AB.
It ain't gonna be hitting.
Hey, but that run game was still hitting last year.
Ben stinks. People want to bring up 40s and whatnot. Crowd out there listening. If you ever had a chance or have a weekend and a day that you're not doing nothing afterwards, try playing Edward 40 Hands. You'll really enjoy life after that.
Who is she?
That's a horrible suggestion.
As long as you got a bathroom to get to, you good.
Yeah. Well, you got to finish one bottle first.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No thanks.
It depends. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Play Kings before I play some damn Edward 40 Hands, bro. I'm out.
SP ain't playing. I ain't playing.
This man tapped out quick.
Cause he tries a lot of.
It ain't for faint of heart. I tell you that much.
Sure ain't.
But shoot, back to the podcast. So moving along outside of sports, we are a sports and music / hip hop type podcast. So we got a particular artist today we're going to discuss. We got LIL Wayne. Some people call him the GOAT or the best rapper alive. We're going to rank his top 3 projects to us. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Dion since he's right here. Dion, what's the top 3 Wayne projects to you? In order from 3 to 1. Or 1 to 3, but just let us know your order. 3 being the worst.
That's tough. And what's crazy, folks, outside, I had like a whole week to think about this, and I didn't at all until just now.
Deion don't do his homework.
Yeah, I don't, obviously. I'm gonna just go with mixtapes. The Drought 3, number 1. Dedication 2, number 2. And No Ceilings, number 3. And I got a wild card with the Carter 1 as number 4.
I feel like they asked for 3, but
I heard what they asked for, Fat Boy, but I gave you my answer.
hey, bro, you're not gonna have too many more fat jokes. I'm starting to get offended over here sweating.
What else you want him to do?
Look, we gonna keep doing this.
On next week's episode, obesity. But that's my 3.
Next week's episode without Dion.
Episode.
Opposite.
I guess episode.
Sound like somebody that's playing over 40 hands already.
Episode.
I was talking about that today, but that's neither here nor there.
What?
All right, but
Yes?
what was talking about today?
You ain't check the notes.
Child, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Dion
Yeah,
don't do homework.
you won't pay attention. Dion said, "Man, I ain't got no stats, man. You might as well delete it."
Yeah, he did.
His subject, he ain't had no stats on it. But
It's all good.
Wayne.
all right, I'm gonna rank mine. Going 3-1. I got Carter 3. That was a toss between that and No Ceilings. But then I got Dedication 2 for my second, and the number 1 is Carter 2. Because Wayne was actually spitting, like before the lean, saying all that weird stuff. He was actually rapping and flowing on that.
He
So
got 5 with the lean.
he started saying that abstract stuff. He started saying the abstract
Don't
stuff.
do drugs, kids.
When I'm talking about like just actually spitting, like that's why I go with Carter 2.
But hey, let's not get it misconstrued. I said it earlier. When he was on the drugs, he was flowing.
Definitely falling on it.
I mean, yeah, he was, but I mean, depends on what you like.
To the kids, drugs kill. I'm acknowledging that. But when I'm on the drugs, I don't have a problem with that.
Moving on to SP.
SP, what's your top three lanes?
Before I get into the top 3, and I got an honorable mention. It's funny that Odell and Lil Wayne did that interview together because I feel like they kind of like, you know how Odell got big with the catch and then he started doing all the wild, outlandish shit. Then, you know, Lil Wayne with the drugs, you know what I'm saying? He was flowing, but then he started doing that real outlandish shit with the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But all right, as far as my
We ain't really
top
getting where we're going with that.
they both started pushing it a little too far once they got to a high level of success. That's the main thing with that. But moving on, we got the top 3. I would say for me, number 3. Going down as far as number 1 being the best. Number 3 is the Drought 3. And then I got Dedication 2 at number 2. The Carter 2 for number 1. Pretty much based off of a lot of the sentiments that Cal just eloquently put. And then for my honorable mention, I got the Carter 3. Because I felt like, honestly, man, you could argue the Carter 1 through 3 is the best 3 series of albums back to back to back, even though they didn't come like that specifically.
You would say the best
Pause.
trilogy.
You gotta say pause.
So the best trilogy.
Best trilogy.
Oh, you a freak.
Hey, hold on. It ain't limb yet.
Sorry.
But no, hey, yo, it's interesting you say that though, because a lot of people don't actually have trilogies. The only one I can think of off the top of my head, as far as album wise, Jay-Z, In My Lifetime, Volume 1, 2, and 3. But those aren't nowhere near the Carters.
Jay-Z not the one that I think off the top of my head with a trilogy.
Who I can't think of nobody else with a trilogy.
LeBron, Flocka, James.
He got albums, those albums or mixtapes?
Mixtape.
I'm talking about
Mixtape
albums.
was 3. Jay-Z. Well, moving on.
Is that too many people that put out?
I was about to knock Jay-Z, but it's too many Jay-Z meat riders out there, so I'm gonna let it go.
Jesus.
I think a lot of those people don't meet right no more, just because he woke, so they kind of calm down.
Because
They all went over to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
and J. Cole.
Right, basically.
Did you go
like
cute?
it's on
Oh,
cue.
no, it's on me.
He bought like everything 1, 2, and 3.
No, chill. My my number 3, I couldn't. It's 3 up for my number 3. I got 3A, 3B, and 3C. So
Dang.
hey, it is what it is. I got Dedication 2, No Ceilings, and the Carter 3 as my number 3. Number 2, I got the Drought 3, and number 1, I got the Carter 2. I mean,
That's 3 for the Carter too.
yeah, I mean that's like you said. That was the Carter 2 was really put Wayne into that level. Everything before that was cool. Everything was rocking, but the Carter 2 is what really like put him where he was at. And then he went into that everything after that up until about 2010, 2011. He was just rolling because he was on everybody's song that came out from about 07 to 09.
Yep.
And then every mixtape that he dropped was
Fire.
So
Fire.
yeah,
Even the fake ones.
I know we talked about it a while back, but like his 2000 to about 2010, 2011 was what might have been the best 10-year span music wise of anybody that you could think of.
Oh Lord, we're about to be like, whoa, Drake.
Since you said it,
Where I saw it. You took a deep breath. You don't take deep breaths. You don't take deep breath on purpose.
it's no news.
He do
Too
when
much
he get
work.
excited when he see a hot plate of food.
Oh dang.
Oh my god.
So who you got, Roy? Who you got?
Yeah, what you got, Roy?
Oh, y'all ready? Nah, I actually thought about this, but Dedication 2 is my number 3. No Ceilings is number 2. And I got a personal connection, but Carter 3 is my number 1. And the reason behind that is it's a personal thing. I got my license when Carter 3 dropped. And I was blasting that CD because that was the only CD I had in the car. And I played that song over and over and over.
Y'all know that John word for word.
Yeah.
I put the Carter 3 in there, and when the
3P.
Carter 4 dropped, I took it
Oh,
out.
Put the Carter 3 in and 3P come on. That's like an instant classic.
Carter 4 still in my car right now. I was listening to that earlier today.
Yeah.
I don't
So
like
that's why I'm a little partial to the
Yeah,
Carter.
like so. Let's talk about DN saying he don't like the Carter 4. So why don't you like the Carter 4? Because I got feelings towards Carter 3, and I don't not like the Carter 3, but I got feelings toward the 3 and 4 of why I wouldn't put them up
Reason
there.
why anything after the Carter 3 is for these dumbass kids that eat Tide Pods. It ain't for us.
Chill.
It ain't for us.
You talking about albums or just in general?
A majority of this stuff outside of No Ceilings before.
No Ceilings was
was
before.
after. No Ceilings was
I thought it
after.
was before. It was right after.
No, it was after. It was
Because
after.
6'7" came out before, and then he dropped the Carter.
No, No Ceilings was after Carter 3.
Carter 3 came out. in
Carter 3
08.
came out in 08.
Carter 3,
Yeah,
08,
you
we was
said,
in
I
high
thought you was
school.
talking about the Carter 4.
He said he don't. You say you don't like the Carter 4.
He said he
I don't
don't
like
like
the
nothing that
Carter
came
4.
after.
After Carter 3.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Not counting No Ceilings, but everything else is for the Tide Pod.
But No
eating
Ceilings
kids.
was like 2010.
Yeah, it was
It
like
was
right.
somewhere.
It
It
was the
was
same
somewhere
time.
in
That was my
college.
freshman year of college.
It was in there.
That sound bad. Look at them.
He doing nothing, man.
No good.
I don't know what to talk about. But
Ain't worth a dime.
man, you showing me the stats from the game.
I
Man.
bet. Oh, sorry.
But no, for me, the Carter 3, the reason why I don't really put the Carter 3 up there that high is because it sounds like the production is dope, but it sounds like he was trying to get a hit every song.
Yeah.
He got a bunch of hits on
On the Carter 3?
Yeah, it sounds like he was trying to make a hit. Like Carter 2,
What
it was.
What you was listening to?
Was.
It's a lot of hits on
It is, but I'm saying when you listen to the Carter 1, Carter 2,
Yeah.
those are like albums where it actually has like I'm trying to think of the word. SP, what's the word when everything?
It's a flow. It's a specific like almost storyline ish flow to the Carter and the Carter 2. I see what you said. I feel
It has a it's sequence. There we go. It has a good sequence to it. It's real
That's
sequence
why I
like.
give an honorable mention and it's not on the list because with the Carter 3, I can see where you coming from as far as like him trying to make a hit on each song. It has that feel just because it doesn't have that, like I said, storyline-ish type of flow to the album like the Carter 2 and 1.
Yeah, it's like it's not sequence. You can tell because if you know the story about like all the mixtapes being leaked and stuff like, well, all the albums being leaked and people just making bootleg mixtapes off that, like that's what the drought and all them was coming from. A lot of that you can tell, like if you listen to the Carter 1, Carter 2, you can tell that's a product of the Carter 3 because it doesn't have a flow. Yeah. It's not like a storyline of it. Everything doesn't kind of go together. It's just like you'll start with 3P, then you can get like a Mrs. Officer, but it doesn't really tie in together.
So you saying he need LeBron to A&R his track?
No, not at all. You keep LeBron away from Lil Wayne.
Wait, LeBron a pretty good A&R.
LeBron ain't A&R that.
You listen to that jump?
I did, but I ain't like
You
it.
like it?
No, but
I was
LeBron
smoking a
didn't.
cigar when I listened to it, but it was pretty good.
That track with him and Ariana Grande.
That was on fire.
That drum go.
But
You listen to that jump, SP?
I never said it didn't. I never said he didn't have it. This was what I said. I said I never said it didn't have hits. I said that it sounds like he was reaching for a hit every track, which is a difference. Let the beat build 3. I understand.
Let me put my gloves on and my scrubs on.
All right, SP. I know you with me. They sitting there trying to make it seem like I said the album wasn't good. What I said was the album sounds like an attempt to make it hit every track.
He did it. He made it hit every track.
Once again, go listen to the Carter 1, Carter 2. It actually flows as a sequence album.
I know.
Carter 3, Carter 3.
With the mob, and it goes
Yes,
out
and it goes out with the mob. Yeah. But the thing is,
Carter 1, though, walk in and walk out.
yeah, but then when you listen to Carter 3, it literally sounds like, all right, this is a single, this is a single. Nothing wrong with it, but I'm talking about as far as the album, if I'm comparing it to my favorite Lil Wayne album, which is called Carter 2, I'm going to look at it and say, all right, well, it got bangers on it, but the whole thing with that album, it sounded like it was, let me get a hit here. Nothing wrong with it. I sit there and listen to
The
it.
whole point of making albums is to get hits.
Not necessarily.
If niggas not trying to make hits on songs, they stupid.
Look. With the Carter 3, when you listen to songs from the Carter 3, you have to bounce around. Like, as far as with the Carter 2, you can listen to.
on shuffle and vibe.
Word, love shuffle, man.
With the Carter 2 and 1, you could just listen to it straight through. That's how well the cohesiveness of the tracks and the order that they're in flow.
It's like that because it was specifically made that way.
And for me, if I'm listening to an album, that's what I want. I'm talking about me personally. If I want an album, like Reasonable Doubt, when you listen to that jump track for track, it makes sense.
Did you just use Reasonable Doubt as a reference for a Wayne track?
I did it for an album. We're talking about albums and what I like in an album.
We still got to do the One Gotta Go segment. I'm going to let him
Anyway.
pick.
Anyway.
That's crazy.
Anyway.
Hold on.
I'm going to let him pick.
Hold on. 3P.
I never said it wasn't bad songs.
Got money, comfortable, Dr. Carter, phone home, tie my hands, Mrs. Officer, let the beat build, bitch, Lollipop, Pussy Monster. Come on, man.
Once again, I
That's
never
the only
said
song that one on the radio.
Yeah.
Once again, I never said it was a bad album. I said when I'm looking for an album, I'm not going to the Carter 3 if I want to listen to a sequence album.
We'll revisit
God,
that later on.
please.
What do you listen to?
Anyway.
A lot of that was the product of Wayne's popularity too. Now I ain't saying that the tracks weren't hot, but at the same time, it kind of go hand in hand. Like y'all said, he was getting to this peak, and I feel like at the Carter 3, what's that? 2000 what?
2008.
Yeah, that's right there.
But that was that album, peak or not, that shit fire, bro.
Yeah, no one ever said it won't fire.
All right, cool.
No one ever said it won't fire. Y'all just wanted to have fun.
We can move to the next
Anyway.
one.
It was in my honorable mention, bro. I wouldn't have made it my honorable mention if I.
I put it as my third.
You did it for the culture because you knew.
He was gonna really put rebirth. Was it rebirth on there?
He chose the Carter 3 over Rebirth for Shell Road instead of his school.
Gold hair SP probably listen to Rebirth on.
Every day he's picking up the world and dropping
It's
it.
a couple of tracks on Rebirth.
I only know one.
Pick the world up and I'm gonna drop it on your fucking head.
But
That's not the point.
speaking of albums, y'all got any albums in particular that y'all anticipating for the rest of the year?
Ooh, pick me.
Wait, start with me. No, I don't care about 2019 music.
Unless Jeezy drop.
Jeezy retired, didn't he?
From the dope game and the coke game. All right, go ahead.
Oh, man.
For me, honestly, Ross, if he ever decides to put the album out every year, anticipating Trey, no pun intended. And honestly, Cole, if he decides to drop the Fall Off this year, that's about it.
If y'all haven't remembered, a couple weeks back, Kyle hit Trey Songz up, and Trey Songz dropped 27 songs?
He did. He
He
dropped,
dropped
two
like
albums back.
two albums
On his
11,
birthday.
on his birthday.
He ain't even had to do that.
Because Kyle texted him.
He ain't even had to do that.
And then Kyle texted Dream and got 3 albums.
Boy, he dropped 600 songs.
That's crazy.
Boy, he probably, you know the crazy part is he probably hit Chris Brown up when he dropped that 60 piece.
Yeah, he probably did. He
probably
did. Kyle is like the -- A&R person on the East Coast.
Easily.
I wish, man. Hey, I'm gonna tag all these niggas in this little portion.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm trying to get a job, man.
Nah, you
trying to
already
get a job,
plugged
man.
in. They probably can't afford your price.
That's
Nah,
low-key.
man.
We lucky to have.
Hey,
you
I just
around.
need credits, man. I just need credits,
Yeah,
man.
that's what they say.
Build that resume, man.
I wonder what Carrie Hilson charged.
Hey, chill.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
She got an album. Hey, she got an album dropping this summer.
See, look,
So-
y'all tune in. Kyle got the plug, dog.
Oh, shit.
Not at all, man.
Kyle Le'Veon, Plug Enterprises.
Anyway, Q, you got anticipating the albums?
Plug Love.
But this year I got, like you said, Trey, of course, Neo, Rihanna,
Rihanna is not dropping no album, man.
Wayne mixtape. It's in there because that's what I want.
Dedication 7.
And Ross.
What you got, SP?
I got Ross and unpopular opinion, Kanye.
Hey, SP. Hey, stop eating during the show, SP. Stop eating during the show. Alright, you like you eating something over there. But look at it, got some Skittles or something. But albums, I need that J. Cole for sure. I don't know why he be. I hate artists that do that, bro. Just drop the music.
He do it because he can.
I know, but I hate that, bro. Give me the music. I need something to work out to.
But you don't want to oversaturate the market, though.
He don't want.
Why not everybody else doing it?
Yeah, just give me an album.
Because all the Migos songs sound alike.
So, yeah, most of them hit.
So,
Most all of them hit too. That's the crazy
think,
part.
think the producer.
So I would like a J. Cole, Migos album.
I think they said it's coming out.
What would they be
2020.
like? Culture 4? Culture 3? I don't know what.
I think it's 2020. They was talking about it on the radio not too long ago.
I need a Ross joint, but I know he bullshitting with it, so I don't know when he gonna drop.
I'm out here
Too
writing
busy losing
books.
weight- That and losing weight.
Shout out to all the peers.
Looking like James Harden now.
And an unpopular one, y'all gonna
extra
judge me,
skin.
but I want a DJ Khaled album.
It's
He
coming.
got one coming.
Yeah.
Like
Cause
real
Khaled
soon.
really put 4 songs on every album that you can really play every week.
I just hope he don't annoy us this summer.
Nah, he
Like,
gonna do that.
You know
I'm talking about with an annoying song.
Oh,
Like Wild Thoughts got annoying after a while.
nah,
It was cool at first, but then it's
'cause
like, all right,
they was playing at places you ain't normally used to hearing that type of music.
be in the gym like, what?
Yeah, that's all it was.
Trying to
Because
bench-
the song
hear Bryson
really
Tiller.
fire.
Yeah, that shit is
But if you hear it too much, of course you're gonna get tired of it.
definitely.
And Trey Songz, I'm an old Trey Songz fan. Like I could go listen to some of the old joints and be cool. But the new album was straight, but I don't really think he gotta give me nothing else.
It's because you never mind.
Dang.
To me, like I feel like
Hold on. I'm tired of these insults from your feed the children looking at.
Yeah, first off, I wasn't about to call you fat. I was about to say something else, but
all right, so I don't feel like editing whatever y'all about to say out. So y'all just keep this to the chat.
All right.
But I feel like with Trey, like even though you're not a fan of the new Trey, I feel like it's still like the same type of music.
All in the trade hit.
Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna listen to it, but I feel like you said, it's all the same music.
I wouldn't say the same, but
Trey sound the same.
It still hits
His
the same.
delivery hit the same
Yeah.
with all his music.
Yeah.
It be fire.
Yeah.
But it just don't be something new or different.
hey, I'm a tag him in this. I need you to top ready because I'm at that point now where kids.
Child trying to have some kids.
I was about to say because kids won't be accidental at this point.
He's trying to start his own family. He like, man, I don't need that.
Never mind.
This guy.
No, let's go there. No.
That's what the basement for,
No,
Q.
Let's go
That's what the basement
Chill,
for, Q.
man.
No, we good.
But
We gonna talk about Kyle in the basement.
chill, man.
Kyle in the basement.
No, we're not talking.
All right, we'll
Chill.
leave basement alone.
I don't know what basement these two talking about. Anyway,
Oh, I forgot. Well, I forgot one too. Hopefully, Miguel. Definitely. If
Nah.
he drops
he been quiet, so
Yeah, so he got to be cooking something up. I need another.
I don't know. He probably like in Mexico with his family
I
right now.
need
He
to
get
know.
some new boots so
I
he
need
can
to
drop
drop.
kick some bitches.
I need a new Kaleidoscope
So he can
Dream.
keep drop kicking bitches.
Nah, I don't think Miguel ever gonna top Kaleidoscope Greens.
No, he's not. He's definitely not. It's too late now. It don't make
Okay.
I mean, those that get offended by it, my mama says she don't care. So
All right, so on that note, we're gonna go ahead and pay some bills with a black tux.
To the Black Tux, y'all just holler at them boys. They might do something right for you. My fat brothers, they don't like overweight people, so we SOL still. But on to the next topic, man. Flexing. What's the point? We trying to figure out why you want to, buy clothes and all that other stuff, AirPod 2s, buying in the club, buying bottles, throwing money in the club, and you ain't gonna be able to take her home. She going home to her boyfriend. So what's the point? What y'all doing? But hold on, Dion, hold on. I understand having a good time and appreciating yourself and enjoying the money you making. But dog, if you gonna blow the money, have some type of return on your investment. What you think, SP?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, y'all saw what I said. I think it was episode 9 as far as tricking. How I feel, at least my opinion on the whole thing. I mean, if you want to know my honest opinion on the flexing in general, I feel like a majority of it, especially when it comes to buying designer clothes and shoes and whatnot, most of it is to impress women. I mean, I would feel like, and for me, in my opinion, from my personal experience, things that I bought, it was either I like the way that it fit on me or the functionality of whatever it was, like Crocs, or I know people have joked on me for buying some. I had some loafer Uggs, but them bitches comfortable, boy. You got that sheepskin in there. I don't know if y'all know.
What the fuck? This man said I had Crocs and I had some loafer Uggs.
Loafer.
I heard them Jones was comfortable, but that's not the point.
You can get some.
And that's definitely the point. That's definitely the point, though, because I mean they expensive, so that flex won't impress nobody. It was the functionality of goddamn. I feel like I'm walking on a cloud everywhere I go.
What year was this?
This year.
This is probably like 2 years ago.
What culture were you in at the time of this flex?
Hey, chill.
No, actually, my ex-girlfriend before my son mom bought me a pair, and then
Where's she from?
She from Newport News, actually.
What part? Uptown?
We're not gonna say no names.
She ain't from our way.
She from Uptown.
Yeah. My son mom bought me some too. Cause she used to abuse my shits. Yeah, she did go to Mitch.
Oh, I was just joking. See, that explains it. No offense to anybody who went to Mitchville. Matter of fact, I don't think none of y'all probably watched this anyway. But anyway.
Bro, it's a lot of offense. Mitchville was trash and everything.
Yeah.
What?
Baseball, no. Baseball. It was dope in
In our
baseball.
years, yeah.
No, they was dope in baseball.
Baseball.
Good looking women. I don't know.
We talking about sports.
They had a boy. They had a boy go to the Yankees.
Time out.
Hey, you talking about sports? I'm talking about women.
So y'all talking about sports. He talking about women.
All right, so
Excuse us.
Q and Kai, I want to be the last person to go on this flexing thing.
Okay. Ooh. All right, so I can go. I really don't have too much to say about flexing. I mean,
You bet.
Rich nigga.
All right, so you gonna sit here with a straight face and say I flex though?
Rich nigga, yeah.
I don't flex though.
Hey, he throwing money right now for those that can't see.
Big time. That boy just dropped the wad on the floor.
Hey, shit.
Meanwhile, it's all being recorded right now. But no,
Hey, he gonna edit this part out so the video not gonna show it.
Whole
So he
time.
just pulled out a rack on that thing.
Whole time, he the only person that I know that live in an apartment with a whole basement.
This is facts.
what basement?
Hey, when we tell y'all we call this man Cal Levion, that boy got a French name because he bought out half the complex and allows Q to be near.
This man. All right. Anyway. All right. On a serious note, I really don't have anything to say about flexing because honestly,
He let us record in the studio, but this kind of like somebody else's apartment. He don't even live in this apartment.
can we be serious for
Man,
a second
Q,
though?
go ahead, yo.
Like, can we be serious?
We focused.
All right, man. Dang.
Go ahead, Q.
Dang.
you
So
say,
you're just gonna
SP?
skip me? I can't talk.
You said you ain't had nothing.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't have anything. I don't flex.
Hey, that boy Cal is so fancy. He teleported SP in for the show.
Wow. All right.
I
You know
wish
what?
I was
I
at the
quit,
show.
man.
I
I
wish
quit,
I was
man.
at the show. I wish I was at
I
the show.
quit, man. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
He put SP in the time machine and then voila, he disappeared.
All right, go ahead, man. We done.
Nah, man. Y'all got it, man.
No, go, Cal, go.
He got an attitude
Nah,
because we
man.
told y'all about his DeLorean. He got an attitude because we told y'all about his DeLorean.
Hey, dude, chill, bro. Hey, that's crazy.
Anyway.
That boy Cal sitting over there like you probably wonder how he got here.
man. I'm good, man. Go ahead.
Can
I'm
he
good,
tell
man.
his story? Can he tell his
I don't
story?
have a story, man. I'm good. I'm good.
For y'all that's listening, Cal mic float in front of him. It don't even got to stand.
All right, now.
Never seen nothing like it. It's
All right, Q, how do you feel about
Go ahead,
flexing,
Q,
man?
because he ain't trying to tell his story.
I'm just proud of my accomplishment. Inside joke. But
Jesus Christ.
He forgot to add the S. Accomplishments.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you for joining the joke. Never thought that would
He
happen.
don't realize what the joke is. It's all good.
That was a beneficial joke.
I missed that
by the way.
episode.
Yeah, but
It wasn't an episode. It was life. But
Oh, man, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. It's too late. It's too late. Man, fuck y'all. SB jump in on this. Tell them fuck them too.
Hey, mute him.
whole call over.
Nonetheless, moving on.
As far as flexing, I mean, it's like I don't know, like which one? I think SP said most of the time cats be flexing.
Q's rich too.
People be flexing, and most of the time it's either to impress their friends, some hoes, or just because they trying to match what they see somebody else doing, because they see the attention that that person get for doing whatever, and they trying to match that. But I mean, you don't really gotta flex. This is what Kyle wanted to say, but he was trying not to say. When you got what you got, you don't gotta flex it. What you got, it shows what you got. You don't gotta like specifically go out and be like, oh, this is my new whip, this is my new crib. Oh, I got these clothes, these shoes, whatever. Your shit show just off of just your daily whatever you're doing. You don't gotta showboat your shit.
That it.
So if you got nice things, that's cool. You just do what you normally do, and people gonna see what you got.
And if you so happen to see me in Target,
I mean that's kind of just what it how I see. Well, as far as shoes and clothes, AirPods, them shits, people just be wearing them just because they look cool. Nobody really be talking about.
I got mine for the low.
Niggas just had those in just for the cool factor of those.
Y'all got AirPods?
so I got
some.
All of y'all have them, but me and Q. So y'all want to talk about flexing. But hey, yo, SP brought up a
Text right off.
iPad. What SP? Could you explain to us what the AirPod 2s are?
Wait. I ain't explain my flex.
We still going through it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, SP.
I mean, the AirPod 2s from brief preview that I looked at are pretty much just like the AirPod, the first iteration. Only difference is obviously they enhanced the specs, as far as probably clarity and things of that nature, as far as the sound quality. And I think they improved the way that you talk to Siri, or something like that. I was reading, but I mean, besides that, I ain't buying the damn thing. So hey.
Yeah, you got to whisper to Siri on the AirPod 2s.
So they're the same thing, but they just got Hey Siri on it.
Basically,
Yeah.
Apple know what they doing. They dropped them junks because they know cats gonna buy them, just like everybody do everything else. Apple come out.
Just like Apple is like Ronnie 2K. They know if Apple drops something new, just like Ronnie 2K dropped something new.
You know he's just a community manager, right?
I know that, but he the figurehead right now.
You
Goddamn.
just killed this joke.
Just making sure.
You killed this joke.
What about the
Q
club?
like, no, I be on YouTube looking at this stuff.
What about the club sections and bottles though?
You said the what?
I said, what about club sections though? Because I feel like, what I'm saying, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of going to the club anymore. So when I do go, I don't necessarily like being in general pop.
You was a
You know
sedity.
the crazy part? All I heard you say was money.
Yeah. I seen your screen turn green.
No,
Hey, I feel you though, SP on that though. I ain't gonna lie.
you're a professional.
Living up in DC, like going out cool sometimes is a vibe. But if I'm really going out, I'd rather be in a section because I ain't trying to be bumping into all them people all night.
You are a big guy, so.
In the bottles, don't get me wrong. The only thing I don't like is
bumping
when they
into people now, you
overprice
ain't
the
moving.
bottles. But if the bottle
just bumping
only
into people.
100 or 200, if you got 6 people buying 2-3 bottles, you good. Right. Like
What?
Now sometimes I ain't gonna front. I done seen them in the club where the section be 300 and every bottle be 200 after 4 bottle minimum type joint. You gotta let that section go. Yeah. But if you just in there on a Thursday or a day party or something, just pull up and vibe.
Like I said, most time niggas be buying sections for the hoes.
Man.
No, bro. I like to sit down too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, my feet be hurting.
Once again, he's a sedity.
Cause you got them pointy-toed dress shoes on.
I'm going to the club person in general,
Yo.
and I ain't really a Damn sure ain't buying no bottle in the club. No.
Ain't no clubs in Hampton.
You want to know the real reason why people flex? Why niggas be flexing?
No.
Yes. Well, you about to think back 2 episodes ago. Beep. When y'all friends and listeners got mad and was like,
Hold on. Our friends and our listeners. So you ain't part of the show though?
Won't none of my friends get mad.
They your listeners though.
All right, fuck them
So
too.
you just
Bro,
above.
Nonetheless,
Hey, that's coming out your paycheck.
Say what you gotta say, bro. It's all good.
Nonetheless, people flex for the specific reason that I was talking about 2 episodes ago.
Beep.
People come out of pocket with all this flashy stuff to impress females to try to get them to go home and come out them jeans. Period.
Damn. Hey,
If
unfortunately, he not lying.
Yeah, I'm not lying. Now, for all those that blew a gasket and caught an attitude when I was talking, now just imagine if a dude ain't had the flashy stuff, if they ain't had the J's, if they ain't had the Camaros, if they ain't have everything that you see.
Take a shot at you.
If they ain't have the stuff that you see, you wouldn't give them the time of day. However,
He just called me ugly, basically.
nah, I'm not saying that.
If they ain't had a
saying that.
J's, pow. If they
He
have
ain't
a
have a
Camaro.
good job.
First off, you came in from work with the J's on.
I don't
so
have a
let's not
Camaro
say
though.
that. But you got the J's.
He paid for his car in cash. We're not gonna say what kind of car.
Anyways, nonetheless,
Anyway.
either way,
Apparently DeLorean.
either way, yeah, you do got the DeLorean.
Apparently.
Kyle got a Tesla.
Either way, that's why
Never
people
in my
flex,
life.
so they can get the girls to come out them jeans. Period. It ain't no way. It ain't nothing about it. Cause I'm not flexing to show off for another guy. That's dumb.
But
That's
I
gay.
can't. I gotta jump in on that one because SP will probably say the same. If all of us say we was going out somewhere, and I know everybody gonna show up, I might get a booth because I know 6 of us gonna be there.
We gotta get a booth solely because Kyle decided to actually come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically.
And we gonna get the bottles like brought to with the sparkles. With
And
Kyle name.
he gonna have to come into America Janks with the rose petals and be into the club.
This is Calvin.
What he say? These people are beneath me and they know it. That's Calvin's slogan, yo. These people
like,
are beneath me and they know it.
So it is a difference. But y'all fellas, man, if the girl don't come talk to you till you get in the section, bro, just leave her in the club.
Facts. Big facts.
Just leave her in the club. Let her do her.
First off, I ain't. Never mind.
No.
So you hear him this time because last week you was just ready to shoot me.
Was that your?
'Cause the beeping.
That was your point you was trying to make, D?
Yeah, that hoes gonna get mad at a nigga for telling her to come out of jeans, but you ain't checking for me if I ain't flexing. If I got on some nah, cause they check for niggas with Uggs apparently. But
Shot.
But look, you gotta have Uggs and some fitted jeans and a tight T-shirt though.
with some rips in them motherfuckers.
Hey, SP, you still got the brunch boots?
No, cause they here.
Oh, Philly boot.
But yo, so like off of that, let's get to more of a serious topic here. As far as a lot of us are around the youth, as far as like either influencing them. I have a niece and a nephew who are in high school and middle school. Dion's a coach. Roy has a scholarship. Q just out here.
I'm chilling. Dion got kids too.
Dion, oh yeah, dang, Dion do got
He
kids.
got kids and
I was thinking more about Baby D as far as like the.
The other two count.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I understand. No, but I was going for Baby D.
He
So-
said 2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
One of me.
Dion got like
Not the point.
7.5 kids.
Yo, chill.
3.5. Sorry. Better.
Where the hat? Oh,
Where the
never
other?
mind. No, that.
The other half.
Oh, Dante. Shout out to my man's Dante.
He ain't your actual kids.
He ain't my
half.
actual
He's
kid,
half,
but he
man.
grown.
Close to it.
Yeah, half.
He might as well be. Hey, if you listen to this,
If you listen, he better.
He
be.
better
I
listen.
mean, he be listening. Well, since you listen to this, make sure your ass goddamn clean up the garage when you get home, cause all your stuff's.
Damn.
Moving on.
Damn. Damn.
He about took a belt off.
But no, so we got basically we got a subject here. We're talking about accounting classes, finances classes, and all those things. Why aren't they mandatory in high school? Like they're available. Like we have business classes, finances classes, and all those things, but they're not mandatory because we're at a point now where me and Q was actually having a discussion about private schools. Like, would you send your child to private school? And we both pretty much said, nah, it ain't that deep. You know, anything that my kid needs to learn, you know, I will actually teach them. Like when it comes to finances, I'm not going to rely on the school to teach them. Some people use oh, well, the school gets them a bank account, the school does this, school does that, which I think parents can do anyway for their child, like the private school. But
Schools do that?
You gonna let your kids go to school that's regular people?
I turned out all right.
I'm just asking.
I'm not.
Do you want your kids to hang with people like us?
Why not?
I just wondering.
I want my son and or daughter, or if I ever have kids at all, to be able to interact with people like their own, versus being sedity.
This the first time I heard you for the culture.
What?
I'm just talking shit.
Oh, what's what? If we were talking about the group chat, boy, if we were talking about the group chat, I'd be banned.
Nah. The group
Dang.
chat beneficial these days.
So one of the ball boys got the big baller brand tattoo covered up, man.
And it's Lonzo.
Lonzo.
Oh, that's Lonzo. That's crazy.
He got it covered up like permanently.
With dice.
Oh yeah.
I ain't invested, but yeah. As far as that, speaking of investments, so how do y'all feel about like the whole finance and business classes being mandatory? Y'all think it should be mandatory as far as for public schools?
Let the NBA go first on that one.
Yeah, SP, go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Me personally, I feel like there should be mandatory fundamental classes that teach young adults. I would say maybe starting in junior high school or high school, just about budgeting, just about understanding how a credit score is generated, how to maintain a credit score, how to improve a credit score, how credit cards work, how credit and debit works, that entire system. I would also say the different investment tools that you have out there, because that was something that I learned, and I didn't even really have an understanding of until I took my MBA, as far as there's more options out there other than stocks and savings accounts and bonds. I mean, you have investment tools like futures, you have options, you have index funds, you have mutual funds, ETFs. I mean, there's all different types. You have the forex. There's so many different investment tools out there that a lot of people have zero knowledge on, or ignorant to, based off the fact that those or that knowledge isn't introduced in school. And I mean, I feel like I said, just a fundamental base of that type of knowledge. Like I said, just the key points: budget, investment tools, debit and credit, things of that nature. Understanding your net worth, understanding credit score, just because of the instrumental part or impact that plays in the individual's life. When you talk about purchasing a house, buying a car, when you talk about the effects of student loans, if you decide to go to school, because I'm one of those who don't necessarily advocate school for every individual. I feel like it's all on the individual and what they truly desire to do in life. And I feel like at the age of high school, you kind of look at that and see what route was best for them. But I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel as far as finance and accounting needing to be mandatory in schools, public schools, to be more specific.
Word. Nixon.
I agree. Hey, funny you was talking about other types of investments. I actually went to the bank and got a CD today, to put some stuff away for a couple years.
Boy, they're not speaking English over here.
But no, I think it's definitely needed. Shout out to my foundation, Second Phase Foundation, by the way. Crazy. I had a kid actually message me about doing some work. He sent me some algebra problems because I on the website or whatever, I got a contact section. I ain't know nothing about what he was talking about, and I'm looking at it like he in 8th grade. It might have been algebra 2 or something like that. I don't remember.
This is that new math.
It was, yeah, but I'm looking at it. Shout out to Lauren, man. I met her at one of my internships, and I was able to hit her up. She's actually a math teacher, and she connected with the kid and actually helped him do the work because I had no idea what was going on. But you in them schools, man, you definitely need a finance class. Miss Brown at Hampton High, who was the business teacher, she actually made us learn how to finance stuff and do that in class. So that was clutching. And I was in 9th and 10th grade, I believe, when she taught us that in business. But you don't need math to be successful, but you need to know how to balance a checkbook, how to pay bills, how to budget. Because we all been out of school for a minute, and I can't tell you the last time I used the algebra equation.
The last time I used one when I was helping somebody with their homework.
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong.
Use them every day without realizing that they
You use them, but you don't use the equation.
You use like deductive reasoning.
But
like,
problem solving skills.
Yeah.
Like math teaches you problem solving skills, which translates to life.
And college teaches you to learn.
Learn and process.
So,
Yeah. So it's a process to it, and you do learn.
college teach you to cheat and how to cheat better. But that's
Yeah.
not the point.
Cheat efficiently.
Yeah.
Don't cheat. But
What did Jeezy say? Don't get caught.
that's it, pretty much. But the classes will be beneficial because a lot of the world, they don't know how to do it. Like I can't tell you, I've never written a check. I've never written a check.
I think I had to write one to open an account.
I didn't even have to do that. I just took my checking card or my driver's license, and they filled the form out for me. Now I've gotten checks, but I literally go to the bank and say, "Hey, here's my debit card. I need a check," and they'll charge me $10. And the lady was like, "Well, why don't you pay for a book of checks?" I was like, "I'm just gonna pay you $10 one time every 3 years.
And don't question
No
me.
point in paying $30 for 50 checks that I'm never gonna use."
Yeah.
You know.
Dion, you think it should be mandatory? Oh, no, we go to Q already?
It don't matter. You good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it should be mandatory. They really covered everything that was on my mind outside of this rich ass nigga over here talking about some. He go pay the people to write his checks.
I didn't even think about it that way. Yo, we need to get an intern, dog.
He said,
I'm gonna bring
"This is where
Dante,
Yeah,
when school let out.
You need Dante.
who's on."
I'm gonna bring
And
Caleb.
no
The half child that you said.
I forgot about his name.
Hell,
He only a
bring
half
the other
kid.
one. Bring the oldest. He need to learn some culture.
Bro, he a whole rapper. You know the
I bring them all.
Yeah,
Mike ain't gonna do nothing but sit in the corner and play with Legos.
That's fine. Bring Baby D.
Just don't make no noise.
I'll hold
Nah.
Baby D.
She going.
Oh, no. She
and
heard
gonna
that you
tear
said she need to get a
everything down.
job.
You said what?
She heard that you said she needed to get a job at the end of the last podcast.
And she gonna tear everything down. Y'all don't want her.
But
Yeah, this house ain't baby ready.
That ain't people ready.
accounting and finance classes, I feel like they should definitely start in middle school. I guess people saying you give them a basic, just like a basic overlook of everything, like he was saying, saving, spending, credit cards, debit cards, checks. Because even though nobody uses them, you still need to know. Even if you don't know how to, if you know how to read a check, you know how to write a check. So like this, all that type of basic knowledge, stuff like that. If you can go through all that in middle school, you take it, there's a class there, then you get to high school, and it's another class that takes it advanced. Like he was saying, talk about credit score and mortgages and just the stuff that you don't really know or learn about until you get to the point where you got to do it. So like that's definitely. And then even in college, you always got electives. They might send you to like humanities or music appreciation. I know.
Man,
in
come
the shoe,
on,
that's what they did, but
That was a long walk, man.
that was
That was a long walk.
It
Like
sound like he's out of place.
Man, look, we stayed in the back of the campus. That one was in the front of the campus.
Oh yeah.
If you're an athlete, you might as well take the bus, man.
Nah, fuck that bus.
Man. Shout out to NSU bus.
True, but yeah, definitely in college, it should damn sure be a part of your curriculum in college. No, I understand why they want you to take music appreciation and stuff to be cultured, quote unquote. But,
Me knowing about Johann Sebastian Bach ain't gonna have nothing to do with me in
but
that
that's
real
what I'm
life.
saying. That ain't nobody care about that for real. Anything, it should be another business class that teaches you, because at that point you're an adult. You need to know how to do all of this stuff. Because at some point you're gonna have to be in a situation where you got to do it. Where you got to buy a house, or you got to even, like you said, get a credit card if you don't got a credit card, or all the people that got to pay off student loans and all this stuff like that. You need to have this knowledge of how all that stuff operates. And that should be mandatory.
You know they raised my loan payment.
That's unfortunate. It probably sounded like money he was making, but
I only owe him like $3,500.
true. But
I
anyway,
took out a loan for summer school, but I've been deferring it
yeah.
for 5 years.
Maybe we'll just pay that joint real quick. Go in your pocket real quick and just pay that joint.
But
Don't pay $10 so they can write you a check.
Exactly.
I'm actually gonna keep deferring it. They're not getting this out of me.
This dude, man.
Nah. I'm gonna keep
All right, you
deferring
say that, and then we mess around, get big, and then we'll take it out of my budget.
it. Nah, we gonna take it out of his
so-
money. We gonna take Dion check.
Take my check for what?
You heard time, boy. Time over depreciation and matters in value.
All right, so
Yeah,
that
SB,
business
yeah,
talk.
Yeah.
But nah, but yeah.
He looking like what?
Nah, but for real, that's like I said, it's in every level outside of elementary school. Ain't really a big deal. But middle school should definitely have a class in there that everybody has to take. High school should have at least one class, maybe two, if you trying to really get into that finance and accounting part. And college should definitely have a class that is focused on being an adult and all the different type of things that you have to do as an adult.
And I would say you would, if you want to make it mandatory for college, I would say make it mandatory junior, senior year. Because you don't remember half the stuff you do freshman year.
But make it a general ed course.
Yeah, but make it like you have to take
mandatory
it senior, junior year.
Like in high school. I think your senior year of high school, you should have to take a life functioning course.
Yeah.
Do this?
It's almost like
Do they still have home ec?
yeah. I was just
Yeah,
about to say
it's a home ec, but for life.
That should definitely be. I think that should be mandatory.
Do they still do that though?
They took it out as I was.
I know we-
Because I don't remember. I don't
We had
ever
it
remember.
when we were there.
It wasn't mandatory though.
Because I remember my sister came
I
home
didn't
with the,
take
like the little baby and jump when I was younger, but I don't ever remember in high school people.
They
that
ain't got to practice that no more.
yeah, you know they have that in middle,
They
middle
have
school.
They need to put that in middle school. But that's
Can I
not
just
the
use mine? Like,
point. That should be a part of it too. Definitely learn how to wash clothes and cook, clean.
Yeah.
The simple stuff that some people don't know how to do.
But it's
Which is
crazy.
when you get to college and realize that certain stuff people can't wash clothes. It's like
That was amazing to me. Hey, but one lie that I must say, my grandma and my mom and them have told me, you don't have to put white clothes and color clothes separated.
shoot, just don't put no bleach in there. You good?
Just don't put no bleach in it.
You know how much money I ain't saved in the washing
I ain't
machine.
separated.
I ain't separated nothing, boy.
2008.
I'm not separating my clothes.
Only way I do that if I have enough white clothes to make their own load, which I don't. Cause
Yeah.
I only got white beaters and maybe a white T-shirt from the gym. That's it. And I don't care if I mess either of those up.
Nah,
So
they all getting in their workout clothes, same color. Only thing they get washed separate is jeans. I still wash my jeans separate.
yeah.
Yo,
One more thing on that though, and it comes for education in general. Like y'all said, home, whether it be life activities like washing clothes, cooking, or whether it be understanding personal finance, accounting, etc. It's important that parents understand that it starts at the house, man. It starts at home. You know what I'm saying? And whether you are a guardian or a biological mother or father, like, it starts with you teaching your kids that type of stuff. One thing that I try to teach I taught my son already is saving money.
Hold on.
What?
That boy is like 5 years old.
I don't think you're 5.
He ain't even 5.
Not even yet. Not even, bro. He just turned 4. But let me hip you to what I've taught him, and how he's carrying the situation. So basically, when I was really young, my uncle taught me one of the tricks as far as saving money, as far as saving your change. Just because it's essentially kind of like how compounded interest works, as far as saving your change, and you just constantly saving, and all of a sudden you ending up with a large amount of expenditure money that you get, or play money that some people like to call, that you got fun with. So pretty much since the age of 1, I have I would say it's about one of them 14, 16 gallon jugs that I usually fill my change in, and I fill it up every year. Every year I constantly just put change in there. Anytime I have change, put it in my car, take it from my car, put it in there. And what I have my son do is put that change in there as well, to the point, and I've conditioned him to the point where I'll give him change and I don't have to say a word. He already knows what to do with it. So I think that's just a little thing that I think will go a long way years down the line, as far as saving money. Now, I know I'm a frugal guy myself. I don't necessarily want my son to be as frugal as I am, but definitely plan on teaching him about finance, personal finance, and understanding money and credit system and how all of that works. Because, like I said, it does start at the home.
That makes sense.
And that's true, because I do the same thing at the crib. I got like 4 mason jars already, 4 huge mason jars filled up with dollar bills and coins. And then I got an old, well, I ain't gonna tell you what it is, but I also save $5 bills. And with me being a barber, I get a lot of $5 bills on a regular. And what I try to do on a daily basis is try to save every $5 bill I have from that day. And that way it forces me to either go get more change or wait until somebody gives me more money to break the 20 to get more change, in which I'm still saving whatever I get from that $20 bill.
True that.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say when you said something about washing jeans, random fact has nothing to do with the podcast. I was I forgot what I was watching, but the dude who one of the CEOs of Levi, this man said don't wash your jeans.
Yeah, bro. They tell you.
No.
I used to work at Levi's for 3 years, bro. They tell you you're not supposed to wash your jeans unless you like have to, and then you really not supposed to put them in the dryer.
Oh yeah, I aired y'all mine.
So what you supposed to do to clean them?
You don't.
You either don't or you hand wash.
Offset like.
That's exactly what it was. I was like, the lady was like, "How do you keep your jeans so nice?" He was like, "I don't wash them." Ha ha ha. You know how they do the little laugh.
And I got a question. How often do y'all wash jeans?
I wash my jeans
Every week.
I wash mine every like.
I probably say after every 2 or 3 wears.
Say what, SP?
Yeah, what Cal just said, every 2 or 3 wears, but I always air dry.
Yeah.
I wash them on cold, but I air dry.
I wash them on whatever is on when I get in.
Wears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I got jeans on, I'm not doing anything active. So.
Nah. Well. Sometimes I be hooping in my. I'm just posting.
You and hooping.
Chill. Just vibe.
All right, we'll be back. We about to pay some bills real quick.
Drop that anchor.
Bam. Anchor ad. All right, so we're back here, and a lot of people enjoyed the last segment that we had of One Gotta Go. So everybody got little options on their side. We're gonna run through them real quick. I guess we can go one at a time then, and then whoever runs out, we can just fill it up because I got 4 myself. Dion, you can go and pop it off.
Since we was talking about it earlier, we're gonna go back. One gotta go. Lil Wayne or Jay-Z?
It's on you. You stopping? I mean, you started it.
No, it's on me.
Yeah, we already know.
It's easy. Jay-Z got to go.
Lil Wayne gotta go.
Jay-Z.
SP.
Well,
That ain't too easy.
You invested on both sides.
I say Jay-Z though.
I'll holler at Wayne later.
Dang, that was a shocker.
Yeah, that is a show.
Why is that? Nah, I told y'all I'm a Jay-Z fan now. I had to go back and listen, but I as I went back in the books and studied a little bit and opened my ears up, I like Jay-Z content. I can't relate because I ain't never been no thug, but it's cool to listen to.
True that.
All right, you ain't got no one. All right. So on me, one gotta go. Paid in Full, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, or Juice. Dion.
oh, Juice. The hell with Tupac.
Dang.
You don't like the theater major turned rapper?
Turn thug.
Hey, why y'all talking about that? Y'all know Suge Knight played in the league?
Did he really?
All right, he played for the Rams, right?
Hey, yeah, Suge
Yeah.
Knight went to UNLV and was picked up by the Rams, but he quit the team.
So, Boys to Men, Jagged Edge, 112, or New Edition.
I'll go first. No, Dion? Go ahead, Dion.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, 112. I can do without 112. What? Jagged Edge, Boys to Men, New Edition? I can do without 112. I think part of it I just seen 112 in concert, and it didn't look right.
They're like
did you go to that
100.
concert?
Hold on, Roy.
Yeah, that's what
Roy.
I'm asking. Like, why did you go to that concert?
Come on, really?
Look, he started
This
bobbing
gotta go?
already.
This gotta go?
That's gotta go.
What?
Name the groups you said again. What you said? Who you said?
It's between 112 and Jagged Edge. If you picked up
112, Jagged Edge, Boys to Men, or New Edition.
All right, so you said Jagged Edge, right?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
You got it?
Listen, this song.
So you ain't
alone-
like Walk Out of Heaven?
The Run DMC version?
Exactly. This
Kill,
they
who
worst
you?
song.
Who going? Who's going, man?
This they worst song.
Excuse me, come back to me. I gotta see something.
SP, who you got? He gotta look at the catalog.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I ain't tripping.
That's a
When
classic.
that thing dropped right there.
That's a classic.
Man.
You couldn't tell. You had to tell her you loved her when that dropped.
That's classic.
You got to, baby.
You-
Baby, I'm
Baby,
sorry.
I
Baby,
love
I'm sorry
Hey,
for.
baby, I'm
for
I don't know
whatever.
what I did, but I'm sorry.
I'm
I
sorry.
did it, and I'm sorry. It's you ain't even got to play nothing. Just let that drop.
That walking out of heaven, man, that shit locked Jagged Edge in for me, man. 112
Yeah,
gotta go.
But you said 112 can go SP.
Yeah, they got to go, man.
Come on, man. I don't know.
I can't give you the whole
Hold
thing.
on.
Hey, chill.
Hold on.
What you got, Kyle?
It's a hard choice. It's a hard choice.
You want me to go? Why you think?
Yeah, go ahead. I
Yo,
already know I got who I'm going with. Who you got?
I'm about to get all the flack in the world for this.
I might be with you.
New Edition can kick rocks too. New Edition can go.
I say
Reason being, that's not my time frame.
They are a little
They can
older
go.
than us.
Yeah, that ain't my time frame.
But they shit hit though.
It don't hit for me. Fuck them.
Yeah. It's all about what hits for you. Like that's why I said for me, Boys to Men go because I'm not into the ballad R&B ballads.
They could only drop this song. They would have been set off this one song alone. Come on now.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I say
That ain't gonna change my mind.
yeah, but I said Boys to Men just because I don't they got ballads. They don't really bang like that to me. It's not gonna work.
That ain't gonna work for this?
Probably not. I mean, try it.
Because his is rich charger and yours ain't.
Chill.
Yeah, it works.
No, because he got a baby bitch.
No, you just got an expensive ass computer, you stupid motherfucker.
My joke is like only like $100 more than yours.
It's not gonna go that far.
I'm not. I'm just trying to hit it so I can put it on top of this shit right here.
He called it a baby bitch computer. First off, Q, you better stand up for yourself and not let him talk to you like that.
Oh, no, no worries. We'll pick it up on the mic. But
No, I can see why Deion said it was because when I got
Nah, I rock hard with 112 Jagged Edge.
but when you look at the musicians,
R&B as a all the way back type shit.
but
he not banging Teddy Pendergrass.
new
Nah, I bang Teddy Pendergrass.
a group.
I bang Teddy P.
They still got hits though.
Get rid of those. They damn near OGs.
That's the reason you keep people.
You gotta keep them.
Which is cool, but I ain't listening to him.
What you got, SP?
Well, as far as one gotta go.
No, as far as that choice between the groups.
Oh yeah, 20 groups.
Oh yeah, I said 112 gotta go.
112? Oh, he did say that.
I'm going 112.
So one
They got a couple of hits.
Who you got, Kyle?
You gotta roll. He said
I said Boys to Men gotta go.
Man, I can't. Boys to Men say because of Christmas.
Yeah, bro.
Boys to Men, say
Boys and Men
because
was
it's
an easy
soul
lock for me. I said Boys and Men was the first lock for me.
Shoot. First
And
lock
they
for
was
me
on the
was
Fresh
Jagged
Prince.
Edge. But
Yeah, first lock was Jagged Edge though.
yeah, that ain't my type of R&B. I need some bass. I need some rhythm.
I'm a singing ass nigga,
Yeah.
so I gotta have it all the time. True.
All right, I got another one for y'all then. We got College Dropout, Get Rich or Die Trying, the documentary, or the Chronic.
Can I pick two?
Sure, Dion. Dion might be like, all of them.
Nah. Nah. Actually, I take that. I retract my statement. I'm only gonna pick one. College Dropout had Through the Wire on it.
Yeah.
The Chronic can go ahead and bounce.
Which documentary?
The
Game
documentary.
Jump.
The game.
Yeah.
If I could start from scratch, I wouldn't
Yeah.
change shit.
You put the game
Same
in there
man,
with,
bandana, same
with
4
the Chronic,
same hood rap bitch.
I did.
College Dropout, and Get Rich Die Trying.
Because the documentary to me
Nah,
is a
the
certified
documentary
classic.
fire. It's a classic, but when you put it in that vernacular of music,
The vernacular.
it's no way it stays.
Name 5 songs off the Chronic.
I don't have to. I can listen.
I can just listen to it and
I
know
can
the
just
words.
Listen to it and I know it's vibe.
But no, for me, I would go the documentary, not because of the whole quality thing, literally because the documentary is half of the massacre, basically. Like behind the scenes, half of those songs were supposed to be a 50 Cent album. So compared to all these other junks, I had to go with the documentary. Gotta go.
SP, what you got?
Definitely not the Chronic.
Get Rich or Die Trying, definitely a lock for me.
Oh, yeah. Yo, everybody.
Boy, you was about to get cussed out.
Bro, I wish you could have saw all our faces when you said that shit.
Room on a silent.
Everybody took a
When
guess.
you started off saying "Get Rich or Die Trying," we thought you was gonna say that can go. Everybody's faces went sour as hell.
We were about to take a trip down there real quick.
That's easily a lot. College Dropout a lot too. It's definitely between the documentary and the Chronic. See, I got a bias with the documentary because that was the first rap album that I purchased with my own funds. So
He got a bias with the Chronic because that's something he enjoys doing on his spare time.
You about to say no comment. I knew it was good. But
yeah, I had to go to Chronic. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely some classes up there, but it's one of those like y'all were just saying with New Edition not being in our time, the Chronic. I mean, it was released in what, like 93, something crazy like that. Like, no, not 93, but it was before our time as far as listening to rap. Sure. Huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
He's not here yet.
No, I said the Chronic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Chronic too, cause like you said, you can't get rid of College Dropout. Damn sure can't get rid of Get Rich or Die Trying. And the documentary, that's like
One of our classics.
yeah. And the Chronic is outside of that.
I'm sorry.
That's the only thing that really holds the Chronic though. Nothing but a G thing, and that's pretty much it.
Biatch. What no baby? You look good now you carry. Sometime now what?
We can keep going.
What you said, SP?
The cut, Let's Get High off the Chronic. That's definitely my jam.
Who you got, Roy? I mean, what you got?
Documentary gone.
Documentary going?
Yeah, documentary gonna belong in that conversation.
Oh yeah, you already answered it before we even got to that
Man,
question.
this man crazy.
Bro, I like the game. I like documentary 2.5.
Nah, you tricky.
But documentary belong in that party.
Documentary, the only album that I well, no, actually, I like Jesus Peace too. That joint was alright.
I went like y'all said about the New Edition thing. That's why I went with Dre Day. I mean not Dre Day, but with the Chronic, cause I
Made a whole album up.
and I mean for me, like I listened to it, but everything else that was up there is what I rock with. And there's a couple tracks on Chronic that hit, but overall, I'd rather hold on to my stuff. So
Cool. I got one more. I got Lion King, Toy Story, Rugrats, and randomly Dragon Ball Z. I can't think of a third one. Don't question it. Just
movies and cartoons.
it's your childhood.
Can you
Don't
repeat
question
that
it.
again?
We got Lion King, Toy Story, Rugrats, and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the unpopular Dragon Ball Z out of there for me.
Who you got, Q?
Lion King.
Who you got, SP?
What you got?
Definitely had to be Dragon Ball Z. I enjoy it.
I got Lion King because I've never seen it. Dion.
Toy Story.
Ooh, I smack the shit out you right now.
Boys, like,
Go home, man. Go home.
Toy Story is easily the best
Go
cartoon
home.
ever made, or cartoon movie ever made.
That movie give real men emotions.
Easily.
I can't wait for the remake.
Boy,
I'm in there.
shit.
Shoot.
Well, I damn near cried at the end of the third.
Yeah,
As in the whole adult.
I'm definitely going to the remake though.
Shoot.
I can't wait till Aladdin drop.
That's gonna be dope.
Will Smith got me motivated to see that.
That's gonna be dope.
Hey, that boy sleep over there.
But
Yeah, I am.
Man, wake your punk ass up.
all right, we got one last. Dion is getting tired. He gotta go home. We got one last segment,
He'll be alright. He can sleep over here.
and it's
I gotta take the kids to school.
Dion. Can you read this then so you can wake up?
You gotta go to North Carolina to take him to school.
This is the next segment here. We're gonna start a segment. We didn't name it yet, but it's gonna basically be about memes we done seen that we want to discuss, and we can kind of go through this one real quick.
First off, whoever wrote this shit is dumb as a bitch.
It's grammatically
It's
incorrect.
grammatically incorrect.
That's offensive to Calvin.
He didn't write it.
I didn't write it. I literally wrote what was on the picture.
And I quote, and I'm gonna read it as the quote. A lot of women are single because they want the man their father is at 50 and a 25-year-old boy.
I believe that. That's real. It makes sense when you hear it. To me, at least.
We understood what they were trying
We
to do.
understood what they were trying. What they're trying to say is they want somebody in our age bracket,
Like their father.
well established, like their dad,
And mature.
Yeah.
and mature.
What? Go ahead, SP. Give him something.
I'm kind of piggybacking off Deion sentiments. Whoever wrote that is dumb.
Back to this one. I think this is a real accurate statement. One, because a lot of girls, of course, a father is the first man they fell in love with, supposed to.
Yeah.
So when they go out dating, they looking for that that characteristic, that quality. But we not giving them what they looking for at 21, 22. Heck, we barely doing it at 30.
He 30.
I'm at 30.
But like,
We ain't 30. He 30.
if you really think about it, it's true, because most of the girls that's really serious about settling down and dating, their expectations are realistic, but a lot of guys aren't able to meet those because of what they're going up against. And I think once you meet a girl that's understanding that you're gonna grow into what you need to be, then it'll all work out.
Thanks.
But if she expect you to be ready at 27, 28, you ain't gonna never work. But if she know that if she commit to you now, that you gonna be what she wants you to be in 10 years, then y'all will be fine.
Q.
But social media kills all that.
Hey, you know them Jones off center?
No me.
Too late now. Q.
Yeah.
What you mean?
It's too late
you
now.
know how it come down, like it's supposed to come down and connect to the bottom one, but
Yeah.
it's
He's really sitting here dissecting this dude tattoo.
They ain't
I guess Q's not
It's too late.
invested.
It's
He's
'cause
not
No,
invested.
I got something. I was just making sure.
All right, go ahead.
What he gonna do? Get it removed and
I
redone?
got it
You
now.
want me to get a new one?
No, it's too late now.
That bitch there.
Oh, ain't going nowhere. Yeah, everything that Roy said, 100%. Like he said, it's you. As they date, like I said, they dating, and they're looking for people like their father, and it go with us too, because a lot of cats are looking for characteristics that their moms got, because that's what they used to. They used to her doing X, Y, and Z, so they're kind of looking for chicks that do the same thing. But we're not talking about that. So, 100%. Most guys at 25 aren't, for the most part, aren't situated to be that guy. Like how most cats' fathers are at 50, 55. At that point in your life, you 50, you settled, you who you are, everything you've done growing up, you good, you got your money, you looking for retirement and all that type of stuff. At 25, ain't nobody built like that for the most part. It's random cases out there, cats is and stuff like that. But overall, most of us aren't in that situation where we're gonna be like, yeah, I got everything planned out perfectly. I know what I'm trying to do. I like just everything good. So I can't really go with that as far as what they're saying. But the topic is 100%.
And another segment of Come Out Them Jeans. Nah, I'm playing. I'm letting that go.
Oh my God.
No, I'm letting that go. Nah, what they're saying is right. Also, it's hard, like you just said, to reiterate, it's hard for a young man to be well established with the house that he's going to live in from now until he croaks and whatnot. Yeah, now until he croaks. Because at 25 years old, most young men, especially black men, are still trying to find their way or their purpose in life. It's a lot of things, a lot of battles that they fight with themselves on the inside that most women in our same age category wouldn't understand. And like they said, it would take an older woman or somebody that's been through a couple of heartbreaks to understand that, okay, I know somebody's going through something at this age. So most women our age, I don't think they can handle somebody at 25 in the 25 to 30-year-old age bracket right now, because it's too much going on in the world and in society. And social media, like Roy said, doesn't make it any easier. When you get a plethora of females at a click of a button.
A plethora.
We pulled that one out.
Out the bag.
I would have said plethora. So
After the bag.
Ooh,
Either way,
Oh, sorry.
the vernacular is crazy.
Either way, they ain't ready at that point in time unless you're ready, like Roy said, to deal with the highs, the lows. Because once you hit the pitfall, ain't nowhere to go up but to the top. So once you hit rock bottom, the only thing you can see after that is the top of the well. You got to climb up. So if you ain't ready to rise or feel like you rise and then hit the bottom, then you ain't ready to be in a relationship, because it's only one way up from the bottom.
Thanks.
Reach.
And that was another episode of Counsel in the Clutch.
Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to all this stuff. We appreciate y'all support. Keep supporting us.
Definitely.
Share us. We got hats coming. Hoodies, maybe. If Dion ever get the print and press and SP show him how to use it.
And like I always say, now we started what? This episode 12?
12, technically.
13 technically, the one on the side. So we still fresh in the game. So we got a lot coming. We got a lot of growing to do, and everything will keep getting better. If y'all got any ideas, toss us some ideas, suggestions, anything. Just let us know. Hit the council IG page up. Let us know what you're thinking. If you just want to say we appreciate y'all, whatever, just let us know. What you say, SB?
Subscribe, follow, share, like.
And look, that's the end of another one. We clocking out.
And that, people, is another episode of Counsel in the Clutch. Counsel in the Clutch stands for short for Counsel of Assholes. If you can't rock with us, fuck you and everybody that fuck with you. We out.
Peace.
Well, all right now, everybody.
Drop the beat, DJ.